So Inter Miami let go of a two-goal lead to draw 2-2 with the Brazilian side Palmieras and the FIFA Club World Cup game that was played. It was their final group game encounter, and Messi and his boys thought they were going to just pick the three maximum points in this game, but unfortunately that wasn't the case. They let go of a two-goal lead, and their opponents came from behind to share the points with them in this final group game. And we're going to check out the tactical ways that these two teams employ to score these particular goals in the game. 4-goal trailer it was, and I want us to check out how these goals were scored, the errors that were committed, and what led to the goals and all that. Before we get into it, you know the drill. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Like, share, and don't forget to leave a comment.
Quickly, let's get right into it. So Inter Miami scored the first goal in the game right around the 16th minute, and it was after Palmieras lost the ball in Inter Miami's half. What actually happened was that Inter Miami were defending, and whilst they were defending, they would manage to get the ball. So this player, you can see over here, got the ball and he sent the ball to his teammate all the way over here. So his teammate got the ball, okay. The player over here is Suarez, and watch Suarez picked the ball and gave it to his teammate right over there. That was the true ball that Suarez set up for his teammate to go and score. So once Suarez put his teammates through, you realize that this defender close to Suarez was trying to speed up and get the ball. Then again, the only player who could have made the run was this guy. He was running across the pitch to make sure he brought Inter Miami's lead man down. But what actually happened was that, well, the player picked up a muzzle pull and ended up falling on the pitch. So as you can see here, he was right on the ground, and that made it impossible for him to get hold of the ball. But I like what Inter Miami's player who scored this goal did over here. Allende got the ball and he moved. He could have gone direct, but he tried to go sideways so that he can get a better angle of the goal area over here. So he decided to move that side. So he ended up opening himself. Footballers know this. So if you play football, you definitely know this. Look at how he opened himself, and he was able to put the ball beyond the reach of the goalkeeper. So that was how Allende was able to put Inter Miami up by 1-0 as early as the 16th minute. Well, their opponents, that is Palmieras, tried to get the equalizer quickly in the game in the 31st minute, and this was a chance that Palmieras got. The ball was worked from here, and it came all the way here, and this guy had the ball and passed the ball to this third guy. Now when he had the ball, he tried to open himself, but the chance that he took didn't go very well for him. Well, Palmieras took advantage of their lapses, and this chance was a chance that could have fetched a equalizer. A great clearance from Inter Miami's boys at the back, and as you can see over there, yes, bear with me because I can't show you highlights of the game, but I'm trying to break things down technically for you to know how the game went down. So in the second half, yes, the star man, the GOAT himself, had a chance to score. That is Lionel Messi over here. He got the ball from, I think, Suarez, and when he got the ball, he created some space for himself and shot the ball, but unfortunately Messi's shot went off target, so he couldn't score the goal. So you can see the goalkeeper raising his hand into the air. Around the 51st minute, well, Inter Miami went in search of a goal again. It was a throw-in which was taken over here, and watch the ball. The chance was set up by Luis Suarez. he found his teammate. His teammate was around here, around this side, but he saw him moving. So Suarez was then positioned also around here. He and his teammates were here. That is Allende, the player who scored the first goal. But he went for the ball. Suarez went for the ball, and immediately he got the ball. It was a one time. He didn't even break and pass. He quickly passed the ball without breaking it and passed it to Allende. Now, watch what happened to Allende. Now, Allende was over here. Now, you can see the same player who was marking him when he was going to score the goal was the same person. You can see the player was struggling to get hold of him, and Allende was in the lead. Now, he had a good chance and time to score the goal. And look, at this time, the two defenders had closed in on Allende. And now Allende had to make his decision right from here, okay? But Allende couldn't make a good decision. He, instead of going for power, he decided to place the ball, and the ball went all the way here. Ordinarily, if he had gone for the power right from here, I think Allende would have been able to score the goal, but unfortunately, that wasn't the case. The ball went out for a goal kick, so you can see the ball over there. Well, in the second half, still around the 64th minute, that was when the Uruguayan international Suarez decided to take things into his own hands. Look at the players who were just around Suarez. All these four players were around Suarez, but they couldn't stop the former Ajax, Liverpool, and Barcelona player. Now, Luis Suarez had the ball over here. Knowing his strength, Luis Suarez could have gone either this way or that way. Where do you think Luis Suarez went, seeing the space? Well, Luis Suarez was so smart. Instead of going the other way, he took his immediate turn and beat the player over here and created space for himself. There was no way this player was going to get close to Luis Suarez. He was, I don't know, he was feeling lazy to get close to Luis Suarez, or I think he didn't think Luis Suarez will be able to go past their last man, but Luis Suarez did. And once he did, Luis Suarez had the ball over here. What do you think when Luis Suarez has the ball over here? Do you think Luis Suarez would have gone over here, gone top bins, or he would have just played the ball down there? Well, Luis Suarez surprised the goalkeeper. He went up there, he shot into the roof, and that was how Luis Suarez was able to score the second goal for his team in the game. After Inter Miami scored the second goal, coach Mascherano made a huge mistake. He thought the game had been won in the 79th minute. It was just left about 11 minutes to play. So as a coach, when it's that time, I'm sure you would want to make some substitutions. So he decided to make some substitutions and bring players on. Now, Messi was still on the pitch when this goal was scored. And look at the number of players the Brazilians brought out front. Look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And how many Inter Miami players do we have in the final third? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The sixth player was now joining. Okay, so at this time, Inter Miami had been overmarked. The players were outnumbered. Now, when the ball got to this side, well, Inter Miami's player, he was just around here. He played the ball to his teammate over here, and his teammate played him on, and the ball is what you can see. He played him on. Nobody was marking him. After he passed the ball, instead of these two players to mark him, they didn't. And his teammate ended up playing him on, and he got the best chance to score the goal. And so that was how Palmieras were able to get the chance to score their goal, to get one goal back in the game in the 79th minute. Now, 2-1, it was 86 minutes. Game was almost over. Inter Miami only had one thing to do, just defend and defend properly. But Palmeiras were trying to make use of every chance that they got, and around this time, they decided to go for their final attempt. Now, look at the number of players that Palmeiras have over here. Look at them. Look at them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 players in the final third. Now let's count the number of players Inter Miami had. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 players in the final third. But guess what happened? Well, the ball was crossed in, and Inter Miami's players were finding it difficult on who to mark. Now, whenever the cross comes through and your opponent is the final person to get hold of the ball, you are in a whole big trouble. But Palmeiras players struggled to get the ball, and when they got the ball, they decided to set up their player. Now you can see over here, this was how the cross came in from here, and this guy got the ball and set it up to his teammate in the wrong direction. You would think that, Inter Miami were going to clear the ball, but unfortunately not. They couldn't clear the ball, and Palmeiras player, it was Mauricio who got the ball, and he just lashed the ball straight into the net to get the equalizer for the game to end 2-2. But Palmeiras didn't stop over there. They nearly scored the final goal in the game, but unfortunately, well, the goalkeeper of Inter Miami was so good. He made some final save in the game, and that was how come the game ended 2-2. If not for the goalkeeper, I think the game would have ended 3-2 in favor of Palmeiras.
Well, on that note, we wrap up here on Sports Update Ghana. What do you think about my tactical analysis? Did I get it spot on, or do you hold a different opinion to it? I know my my screen was all over the place, but I hope you guys got a fair idea of how the game went down in this day and age. Well, you just don't want to watch highlights, you just want to know what actually happened, the errors that were committed in the game, and I hope that I was able to paint that out very well for you guys to have a feel of what went down. If you enjoyed what I just did, then please subscribe to the channel, leave a like, share a comment, so that it will motivate me to boost me to do more videos like this, and maybe find a better way, a better app, so that I can break down the technicalities and the the phases that led to goals in matches. But until then, thanks for doing the watching. Please subscribe to Sports Update Ghana, and I'll see you in the next one. I'm out.